Okay, guys, this is the last topic from this unit, and I like it because I think functions are probably one of the easiest. We've had so much going on in our brains, and I think functions will kind of help us chill out. So a function is a rule that assigns exactly each input exactly one output. Functions occur when every x value is associated with only one y value. Okay, that sounds really confusing. We've got input, output, x and y. If I could sum functions up into one sentence, with functions, your x never repeats. If there's one thing you need to know, functions, your x number never repeats. My 8th grade math teacher told me that functions are like dating. You never repeat an x. So I see functions a few different ways. We see them with tabled and ordered pairs. I'm going to give you the definition, and then we're going to go the simple way through it. To test to see whether or not a table or set of ordered pairs represent a function, look to see if each input or x value has exactly one output or y value. We're making sure my x number does not repeat. So when I look at number 1, my x numbers are -2, -1, 0, 1, and a +2. My x's did not repeat. So yes, it's a function because x did not repeat. When I'm looking at functions, I do not care about my y's at all. I only care about my x's. So when I look at number 2, my x's are -2, 3, -4, -2, and 0. Did any of those repeat? Yeah, my -2's repeated. So no, this is not a function because -2 repeats as an x number. Okay? Most of the function questions we're going to see are questions like that. On the back, we have 3 different problems that are just like that. And you're going to tell me function or not a function. After the video is done, you'll have a place for you to put in these 6 answers. Okay? But we also have to talk about graphs. When I'm working with graphs, a graph is a function. It should be able to pass the vertical line test. That means that any vertical line drawn on the graph intersects the graph at exactly 1 point. So a vertical line is a line that's going straight up and down, something with an undefined slope. So if I look at this graph down here, if I draw a straight up and down line, it doesn't matter where I draw it at, it only hits that curve one time. So yes, that would be a function. It passes the vertical line test. When I'm talking about a graph that's not a function, it would be a graph that maybe looks something like this. Because if I drew a vertical line, it hits that graph 3 times. So this one is an example of not a function. Okay? We have two graphs on the back. We want to draw a vertical line straight up and down. We're going to label them function or not a function, and then your practice is going to ask you to explain it. And then we have these mappings. Mappings say each x value must connect to only one y value. Make sure that there isn't more than one arrow leaving your x, okay? There cannot be more than one arrow coming from an x. So if I look at my x numbers, 0 has only one arrow, 1 has one arrow, 2 has one arrow, 3 has one arrow. So yes, it is a function. Each x has only one arrow. If I had something, my x and my y, and I said my 1 had an arrow pointing to my 3, my 1 had an arrow pointing to the 4, because that 1 has 2 arrows, that would be an example of not a function. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You've got 6 questions on the back. You're going to tell me function or not a function. You're going to put your answers online. Okay, it tells you to create your own example. We are not going to do that part. Okay, answer these 6, put your answers online, and then I'm going to have a quizzes up just for us to practice. Guys, functions are simple. Functions are like dating. You never repeat an x. It sounds silly, but if you will memorize this sentence, your life will be so much easier when it goes to functions. Let's get busy.